Hi, I'm Andrew Perry, and this is the Year of Opportunity. In this episode, we're going to be discussing our new Public Works yard, and also what Public Works does in general. Some of you might not know, but Public Works, those are the guys that remove graffiti. In this episode, we're going to cover from the time that graffiti is reported to the time that it is removed. This is Miriam Medina. For most people, most of the time, she is probably going to be the first and hopefully the only person one needs to speak with in order to get rid of graffiti. So what are the steps when people call in about graffiti?
We normally try to take as much as information in, such as location, where is the graffiti, which is in a wall, a pole, a sign, as much as information we could get, so it will make it easier for our Public Works department to go out there and remove the graffiti. Even sometimes if it has a specific writing or indication of some sort, even the color of the graffiti, that helps a lot of our Public Works department to identify where the location it's at. After we got the information in, we go into our city website, we log in all the reports that are coming in with graffiti. Then our Public Works has access to this information as well. So all the information I got from the resident, it's written down or put in down in system. Public Works reads that information and goes out and removes the graffiti. Also, we keep in contact with reception and Public Works to make sure that that graffiti has been taken care of. I believe our Public Works is trying to remove graffiti within 24 hours. Of course, because of the short staff, we try to do it as soon as we can. So that's why as much as information, if the callers call in after hours or on a holiday, we have the graffiti hotline where they could contact our Public Works department. During operation hours from 8 to 5, either reception as myself or any who's covering the reception desk will be able to take the information in to remove that graffiti.
After Miriam inputs the information, it automatically notifies the Public Works superintendent. How is graffiti reported?
Hi, I'm Rudy Gonzalez, Public Works Superintendent for the City of Artesia. The graffiti is reported through either somebody calling City Hall, therefore the receptionist gets a hold of me, and I in turn get a hold of Public Works, send them out to do whatever it is that was reported. They in turn go out, see the location, take a picture of it. We have a certain kind of camera that's used for graffiti. What it's called is Graffiti Tracker. It's a camera that has a GPS and it logs information into a database where it's kept for law enforcement.
This Graffiti Tracker camera is actually very useful, and a lot of techies would probably say it's very cool. We'll get into more detail later on. Can you talk a little bit about Web QA and how that enters the equation?
Web QA is service request forms that I log on to every morning. I log on, it gives me information as far as calls we've received, as far as services that need to be done by the city. Once I log in, I input that information or extract that information, give it out to the Public Works to take care of it. Then I come back in and log information as far as it was completed, service request was done, and so forth. During non-operational hours, we have a graffiti hotline where you can call this number, which is a graffiti hotline. They in turn take the information down, and let's say if on a Saturday where City Hall ain't open, they go ahead and contact me where the graffiti is located. and I have 24 hours to remove that graffiti. So as soon as I receive that call and get the information to where the graffiti is, I then call Public Works, who's on standby for that weekend, and I send them out to the graffiti.
How much does the city pay annually on graffiti?
Well, just with supplies alone, the city pays about $6,000 annually for just paint and supplies. That's not counting labor and other things.
Throw in a couple lawyers and the cost can go way up. If the tagger is a minor, his or her parents will likely be asked by the court to pay for the cost of cleaning up the mess, as well as other costs accrued during the whole ordeal.
$1,245.34 verdict for the plaintiff.
Hey, how's it going? I just got this service request. Why don't you go ahead and check it out and give me some info on it so I can log in. That's all good. All right, thanks.
Right now we're en route to a site where there's some graffiti, and I'm going to check out how they get rid of it. In this case, Public Works is going to be removing the graffiti by painting over it. They want to match the paint with as close as possible to the original paint, so that way you can't really tell if there's any difference. Other methods that they have are sandblasting, and if there happens to be any paint on street signs, for example, they'll even use acetane or some sort of paint thinner like that. So that's it?
That's it.
You want to talk a little bit about what's going on here?
Well, what we have here is a graffiti tracking camera that we take the picture of the graffiti and it gets logged into a database and it's stored. So whenever anybody needs to bring that picture up, it gives you all the information and it's logged into a database.
And what does that do?
It just monitors names, graffiti, so law enforcement can just bring up a certain name and it comes up with all the information that they have on it.
So as we see here, a Public Works employee is taking a photo, and what this does, it marks this particular graffiti and what it looks like to a global network, so that we can see how often this particular moniker has been used. So for example, we'll use a generic one, Joker. Joker graffitis here, and he's also graffitied in a nearby city. Graffiti Tracker will show all the places where Joker has tagged. This makes it very easy for the sheriffs to rack up all the different counts of vandalism for each tagger. So when they eventually get caught, and they will, the prosecutors know how many times the tagger tagged. They also know where.
Oh, we're removing all that graffiti that's on the side of the building.
The house or a building?
Building. We removed the graffiti that's on the side of the building.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we took it off.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
You ever get compliments?
Yeah, a lot of times when, like in the mornings when I do my rounds throughout the city checking for graffiti, and before they get to call City Hall, it's already been removed, and they'll come by and say, "Oh, hey, thanks for removing the graffiti. It was there one minute, and the next minute it was gone." So lot of times then they call in and say, oh, hey, thanks for the graffiti being removed.
Right now I'm with Rudy Gonzalez. He's the superintendent for Public Works. He's going to give me a tour of the new Public Works yard. And I think I'll be able to speak to the superintendent for the company that's building the yard. His name is Danny. So what is the Public Works yard? What happens there?
What it is, that's where our facility is going to be now. Since we didn't have a permanent place, it'll be our permanent residence for the new Public Works yard for the city of Artesia. All equipment will be out of there, our vehicles, our yard, all operations will be coming out of there.
We have building maintenance, that would be waxing floors, cleaning up. We have tree trimming, we have pothole maintenance, vine trimming, emergency traffic control during during bad weather, if we have a power outage. We have storm drain control, erosion control. We have just a list that's unbelievable. Of course, in today's world, with the limited amount of crew members, we haven't decreased in the amount of workload required. If you take the opportunity to drive the surrounding cities, and when you come back to Artesia and look at our clean parkways, and clean streets, the general upkeep, it's a blessing that we've been able to keep this going. Our Public Works Department has relocated due to loss of lease or changes, just property changes in general, or financial needs or whatever. This will be the 6th move in my time with the city. We happen to be fortunate enough due to several things. One, the city manager, always looking for a good deal. We acquired a piece of property at the very north end of Corby Avenue, north of Artesia. And we used it for storage and nursery plants and so forth. And we decided to build a public works building. So it's a very long process. You have to go into planning, you have to go into needs, engineering, of course, soil testing, numerous stringent conditions prior to any construction procedures. Several designs from several architects, and decided on the one we're building now. Went to bid and was awarded to we were very fortunate, we have a good team. We've got a very good contractor, and we have been erecting the solid block building. The bottom floor has approximately 7,400 square feet, and the top tier for storage and a small office and so forth is about 2,500 square feet. So that puts us right close to 10,000 square foot building with truck bays and mechanics bay and offices, air conditioned offices, nice bathroom facilities.
Alright, here she is. This is the new yard.
What we have here is the offices.
Who's going to be in these offices?
Pretty much it'll be the public works guys. Have an office to do their paperwork. here, and then my office will be here. Sharing with Ms. Gwen.
What's going to be out here in the middle of in the large bay area there?
What we have there is, it'll be storage for our equipment. We'll have our like chipper, sandblaster, all that stored in the bays. And then that far bay where that chain link fence is, there's going to be it's called a lift for automobiles. And that's where the mechanic will be doing all the work.
All right, I'm here with Danny Alvarez. He's the superintendent for the contractor that's building the public works yard. Can you tell us a little bit about the progress?
Oh, right now, as you can see, well, right now we're installing our fence and gates being put in right now. And once we get that in, next week we'll be starting the painting. Once the painting gets done in the landscape area, we're going to go ahead and start the landscape. And it'll take 3 days to get that completed. And that's our projection of this project right now. Our completion date, we're waiting on a change order for the signing the correct wording on the front of the building. Once that is in, we'll be able to have a grand opening. We're looking about 3 to 4 weeks away for that sign to come in. It'll take my contractor 1 day to install it. Then after that, we should be completed, 100%.
Well, I think that's it. So thanks.
Yeah, you're quite welcome.